Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over some of the top reasons why I think you should move to Jacksonville, Florida. Stick around to learn more. Thanks so much for sticking around, friends. Now, in today's video, I'm going to go over my top reasons and possibly yours. Now, all of them I don't actually participate in, but I can say that they are reasons that you might consider moving to Jacksonville, Florida. And I would say the number one reason is the sunshine. Yes, we have between 221 to 270 days of sunshine. Now, I don't know where you live and if you actually know how much sunshine you are getting, but vitamin D is something we need. Even if you don't go outside a lot, you realize when it is sunny outside, your whole disposition? Did I say that right? Well, your whole outlook, it's different. When I lived and worked in the Windsor and Detroit area, I would get seasonal depression. It was something I didn't realize until the latter part of my time there. But in 2012, I was so done with the gray skies, the overcast, the cold, all that. It felt like it was gray eight months of the year. But in Jacksonville, Florida, we get between 221 and 270 when it doesn't have a sunny, when there's no sun on a day here, it makes you feel off. It really does. It's kind of strange, but you'll start to notice it when you don't see the sun. It makes a difference. So even if you're not out in it every day, but you're looking out your window and you're seeing the sun, it just makes you feel happier. And with that being said, when I first moved here, I really noticed how much more happy people were here. More people smile at you when you're walking by. Most people just have a lighter kind of vibe, they're not with this heavy downtrodden vibe that you get when you get the seasonal depression. And I love that. I absolutely think that would be my top reason of why you would choose and love Jacksonville, Florida. Now, not in any particular order, but I think that the cost of living here is definitely something to consider. An average adult without children, the average cost of living to live comfortably here in Jacksonville before taxes is about $45,000. That's average income right now. The cost of living across the board is high, but you can find homes here that are affordable. Yes, our median sale price right here in Jacksonville, Florida, currently is about $398,000. But there are homes that you can find for in the hundreds or even lower, depending on the kind of property you're looking for. You have condos, and you can even have single-family homes, and they might need some fixing up. But you could really own a home here for under $100,000. And you know what? I think that's awesome. The opportunity to change your family financial tree by owning property, by investing in real estate. This is huge. This is a huge way to make a difference in your family's future because you build up equity. And equity is a beautiful thing to have. So even if you're looking at homes that are in a lower price range, but you can see the trajectory of the community is going up, you're going to get equity before you even close. That's just how wonderful real estate investing is. So I would consider making a move here for that and that alone. One of the other things that I noticed during the COVID pandemic was we received a lot of people moving here who could work remote. So that is a really interesting aspect. If you can choose anywhere to live, why not live in Jacksonville, Florida? For one, we talked about the sun. Two, it's affordable. But remote working, it's kind of normal now, and a lot of people are doing it here. And I think that's one of the top reasons people move here, because they can afford to live here and they can work wherever they want. We have a very good internet service here, so you can work anywhere. It's quite beautiful. Another aspect into that realm of occupation, when you do move here, you're saving money on taxes because there's no state tax. And therefore, there's a lot of companies moving to Jacksonville, Florida. In fact, I think we have about 150 headquarters right here in Jacksonville. That's a lot. And because of all the tax breaks and all the incentives they give businesses to live here, to make their headquarters here, I think that's something you should really consider, especially if you're working for some of these companies. Now, another reason to work here is there's a variety of occupations to have. Some of the top companies and industries in Jacksonville are healthcare, insurance, and finance. Those are some of the top occupations here, because we have so many hospitals here. We have so many insurance companies here, healthcare and financial. And we also have the FBI. There's an FBI here, which is very interesting. So there are such a vast variety. And if you're in the medical field and any industry surrounding that, you're probably going to have an easy time finding a job here and making a decent income. And because the cost of living is lower, you might be better off here than other places that you're living. So if you're living in New York, for example, you may make more money in that career, but your cost of living is going to be ordinarily high compared to Jacksonville, Florida. And in fact, we had such a huge influx of people moving here from New York and New Jersey that, there's parts of the city where you're like, I recognize that accent. From New York? They're like, how'd you guess? They're so funny. They're just funny people. And the fact that they're so proud of all the teams that they support, and they're still wearing their favorite hats and their favorite jerseys. You know what? Everybody is kind of really cool down here when it comes to supporting your favorite teams. They might razz you up a little bit. And I've heard of competitions in some of the neighborhoods where someone's favorite team is all over their lawn and someone else's favorite team is all over the lawn. But that's the beauty of sports, right? Everybody can have their favorite team. And I think that's pretty cool. Another top reason why I think you should move to Jacksonville is the fact that we have the largest urban park system in the entire country. We have 2 national parks, 7 state parks. We have 400 standalone parks, and we have skateboarding parks too. And I think it's the oldest skateboarding park in the whole country. It started here in Jacksonville, Florida. So we have options here if you like the great outdoors, if you like paths, if you like disc golf. We have disc golfing here. Well, and of course, we have golf here, which is another reason people love living in Jacksonville. And we have private golf clubs. We have public golf courses here. So there are options for you if you like golf. Another top reason that people love it here is fishing. You get your freshwater fishing, you get your ocean fishing, you get your deep sea fishing, you get fly fishing. And what was the other fishing I heard about? Because I'm not a fisherman. It is the inshore fishing. And in fact, you could be driving down the highway and see a man-made lake at the exit of your ramp, and people will pull in there and fish. People love to fish here. And you can order boats, you can go out into the ocean, you can go into little creeks. We have the intercoastal, we have the St. John's River, and there are a lot of options if you like to fish. And that's another really great thing is we have fish camps here, which means there's restaurants right there where you fish. They'll bring some fish of the day and you're eating it for dinner. And let me tell you, that is one of the best ways to try fish here is going to a fish camp restaurant when they're being brought right in and you're eating, and the fish of the day is so I don't know if you love seafood, but the seafood down here is delicious. Another reason we have 22 miles of beaches. And yes, they have measured it. It is in fact 22 miles. And one of my favorite websites to go to is visit Jacksonville.com. I suggest you go there. Before I even decided to move to Jacksonville, and while we were researching Jacksonville, I went onto that website and I researched Jacksonville, and I ordered the magazine they offered, and I still use the app to this day to see what's going on in Jacksonville. Events are happening. We're so big on having events here. We have concerts. There's always a festival going on. Something is always going on here. And if you're bored here, it's because of you, because you haven't gone out to explore. And it doesn't feel like it's overcrowded. You can go to a festival any time of day and not feel overcrowded. It's a really nice vibe. And we only, our population is less than 1 million. Surrounding areas, obviously with everybody, it's a million, 1 million plus. But it's such a spread out city that you never feel like it's overcrowded. And I really, really love that about Jacksonville, because it's a big city with a small town feel. And I guess that's the only way I can describe it. And you have to really come here to feel that. But I totally have felt that way since I moved here. You get all the conveniences of having live music, national sports teams, PGA. I mean, anything you can think of, wonderful restaurants, nightlife, parks, recreation. You have it all. You have it all. And if you want a little bit more, there's actually a 2-hour drive to a little park, in Orlando with some big ears that you can go and get your fix if that's what you're looking for. But the beauty is you don't have to live in that traffic. You don't have to live with those high prices. And you're really close to the beach. When you're in Orlando, you have to drive an hour to get to a beach either direction. You are landlocked. There are some man-made lakes there, or regular lakes also, but it's whatever vibe you want. And in Jacksonville, you have a city vibe, you have a beach vibe, you have a small town vibe. I just love it. Some of the other reasons I would say that you would like living here, it's a healthy lifestyle. The more times that you get to enjoy the outdoors, the more you're going to be active, and you will probably start walking. You might start working out, riding your bike, skateboarding, rollerblading. I mean, there's so many things you can do here. And because it's nice weather, I mean, yes, our summers can be very hot in the 90s and so forth. But the way my mind works is like in August, July and August is almost like how it was in winter when I lived up north, where you didn't want to go out as much because it was too humid and too hot and too sticky. at least the sun is out and you don't have that seasonal depression like I was talking about. But oftentimes you're still gonna like try to get in a workout, or you're gonna try to get in some form of exercise. And the fact that you're gonna have great weather here, and it starts to cool off in September, and it's beautiful in October, November, and gets much cooler in December and January and February, and almost all of May is perfect. I mean, it's June where it gets a little hot. July and August, it's like winter here. So the weather and the healthier lifestyle, you really don't have an excuse too much if you like to do outdoor activities because of the weather here. The other thing I wanted to mention here is the water activities. If you love water activities, you're going to have options here. There is always somebody surfing at the beach. We have the Atlantic Ocean here. There's great waves. I mean, the water temperature doesn't get as cold as the Pacific Ocean. So if you're from California and you're used to it kind of going cold on you, it does cool down, but it is probably way warmer than you're ever used to. And if you like to surf, you can definitely catch some gnarly waves here in Jacksonville. In fact, they are starting to have a few surfing competitions here. So it is becoming a real surfing city. And the accommodations that people can stay at when they're in town, you can have a hotel right on the beach and it's affordable. It's not going to bust your bank. So I would even challenge you to come here on a vacation just to explore, to see if you like it even as a tourist. And make sure you reach out to me, because I can really help you explore the city and do the things you want to do. And I can give you some hints and some clues. And if you want to talk real estate, obviously, you know that's my thing. I want to talk to you about real estate. I want to help you make your decision. If you're ready to move here or you're thinking about it, reach out to me. Why not have a conversation with someone who lives here and someone who works in this industry and someone who's raised their kids in this industry, in the city? You know, I will be completely honest with you, and I will give you the advice like you're my brother or my sister. So please, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Make sure you hook up with my calendar and let's get a consultation so we can discuss what your thoughts are. What are you thinking? Are you ready to maybe come up for a visit? Hey, it's always better to have a conversation with someone who lives here. So please reach out to me. Driving jobs, we can work remote, we have great business opportunities, the cost of living, the parks, the outdoor recreation, the fishing, the water activities, the beautiful beaches, and the sunshine. Yes, those are all my tops. I think it's about top 10 that I covered. So if you have any questions about anything I discussed, make sure you leave me a comment, and please support my channel. Give me a like, give me a follow, share this with someone who's sick of living in the cold gray area. If you're thinking about it, share this. If you know somebody thinking about it, share it. You know, if you're here watching this and you're living in Boston, or you're living in Connecticut, or you're living in New Jersey, or you're living in Wisconsin, wherever you're at, Florida welcomes you. I welcome you. Let me be your neighbor. You know what? I know I'm being kind of silly today, but you know, I've had a great day, and I wanted to just welcome you personally to Jacksonville, Florida, because you know what? I am living my best life here. I'm living the dream here in Jacksonville, Florida. And if you're not loving where you live, maybe you should make a move to Jacksonville, Florida, like I did. Thanks for watching, friends. My name's Nicole Smith, and I want to be your go-to realtor here in the Metro Jacksonville area. Bye for now.